Hey guys, what is up? Lo-Fi here, and today I'm going to be helping you make better tech purchases. Now, I've been a tech salesman for a number of years, and I've helped a lot of people come to better conclusions with their tech purchases in general. Professionally, my stuff has mostly revolved around like smaller tech stuff, originally laptops and gaming equipment, then more general stuff after that. But I'm a big tech guy. I purchase a lot of tech, so this is the method that I use when I'm looking for new things to buy, and I've used this method several times when I've been helping my friends with their desired purchases. Anyway, let's get low and let's get started. Yeah. So I'm going to be using headphones as an example for this video. And the first things first, you need to decide what you're going to be using them for and what your specific use is for this item. So regarding headphones, some of you may be thinking, what do you mean? They're headphones. I use them to listen to music. Duh, bruh. Yeah, okay, you're using them for music. That's one out of several very important criteria that you need to consider when you're getting them. Do you want them to be wireless? Do you want them to be wired? Do you want them to be able to withstand rain? Are you going to be using it at home? How long does the battery need to last? This is the kind of scope and the lens that you need to use when you're going into this process. So let's say that my headphones are going to be I want to be using them on my way to work, my way home from work, and on travels. So that's the use case that I'm going to be looking at for me. But this will differ for you. The process, not so much, just the lens. Got it? Good. So, sure, you can ignore the initial consideration completely and just go for the ones that look good and spend too much on a piece of crap that will break. It will be of horrible build quality, horrible audio quality, and that will be your standard that you set for future headphones. So the next time you get another one based on its look and its crap, you just think that, okay, that's what everything in this price category is. And that's when you buy them 6 months later, because the first ones are so shit quality that they broke. And the next one's gonna last you 6 months either. 6 months too. Okay. Now, you have your lens. The first thing you want to do is when you open your browser, hop into an incognito or private window, whatever browser you're using, there's always the incognito type of thing. Hop into that. Why? Just so Google's tracking data and your browsing data from earlier, your cookies, all that kind of stuff, will have less of an impact on the search results that you get. And that after beginning your search, if you're really going to go into it, and this will be a multi-day process, only if you want to, then you won't get carpet bombed by ads regarding your purchase, and that will throw you off. So now that we're in a private window here, you want to open up Google. Why? Because Google is still going to be your best bet if you're not from US, UK, Australia, Canada. I myself, I prefer to use DuckDuckGo when I'm doing any searching on the internet, because they don't have tracking data or something else like that. Want to use that? Good, go ahead. But for this purpose, when you're looking for something to buy in your country, for example, in Finland, DuckDuckGo is utterly useless. It works very well when you're trying to search for general knowledge, but if you're looking for something in Finland, you're looking for something Finnish, DuckDuckGo is useless because they just don't have the same scope as Google. So what are you going to be searching for on Google? Well, number one, top 10 lists of the thing you're looking for on the year you're looking for it. So we're looking for headphones. So we're going to go top 10 headphones in 2021. Simple search, and we'll get things from What Hi-Fi, CNET, Tech Radar, Tom's Guide, PC Mag, Sound Guys. A lot of different sources will get you all of the best headphones lists. None of these are ads, so that's a good thing. And pop open a few of these. So with that, so this is going to work mostly more as a guide to give you direction, not necessarily just you pick the first one on this list. That's not what you want to do. If the headphones you were thinking of going into this aren't on these lists, they're most likely not that great, but there might be an exception, so don't strike them out just yet. So if I hop into some of these lists here, best headphones 2021, best sounding headphones music, see, they have a lens. This is from music. So this is what hi-fi, so this is, well, already, you know, this is more focused on hi-fi stuff. So this is, these guys know audio, but they might go a bit too far. That I'll get into that a little later. So the first one is going to be the 1000 XM4s here, with noise canceling, battery life. And when I'm looking at this, I'm looking at it from my scope. So it has noise canceling. That's great for traveling. They have a good battery life. Great for traveling. Bluetooth, yes. Great. That's just so much more convenient when you're going to work or taking trips. Charging USB-C, that means fast charging. No IP rating, so that is a downside toward the travel and mostly the work, travel to and from work, because if it rains, then I'm fucked. Looking at the next ones, Apple AirPod Max. Noise canceling, yes. Bluetooth, yes. Less of a battery life. Practically Apple only. I'm an Android user, so instantly that just struck AirPods Max out of my window. Hop into another list here, XM4s. And this is what you will see mostly with these top lists. So this is more rare that you have just a straight up top blah 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 blah, and now 1 2 3 4 5 6 blah blah blah. It's mostly this kind of stuff. So you have best headphones 2021, then you have the best in-ear headphones, best budget in-ear headphones, best wireless headphones. So you see how it goes into like categories. This can be great when you're looking at it from your lens. So if there were something like best travel headphones, I might want to look into that more. Okay, so now that you have a bunch of these top sites open, if you have no reservations on what you want to get, then you want to look at what is the common denominator here. So if we look at the first one, number one, the Sony WH-1000 XM4s. Tech Radar, best headphones, XM4s. Again, 1000 XM4s are here. So XM4s are a common denominator here. So, I mean, this would already get me interested in the XM4s. Okay, so now that you've looked at some of the top sites, you'll have a few options. So I went with the XM3s, the XM4s, Bowers and Wilkins PX7s, and the Bose 700s, noise cancelling headphones. So now the next step is Googling number 2, reviews. With reviews, you want to keep in mind that you want to look both at video reviews and written reviews. Written reviews are more often than not a bit more in depth. So they will get you more info, and I want to find you an example. Okay, so when you find a well-written review, like for example, we have Sound Guys, which make really good headphone reviews. They are very in-depth. So if you're not like an aficionado, this might not be the most useful or the most interesting thing to look at, especially when you get to like charts regarding ANC or, well, this doesn't, oh yeah, here we go, frequency responses and stuff like that. When you have no idea what you're looking for, these won't interest you. So you'll be turned off by the review itself. If you run into a review like this, what you want to do is look at the verdict. If you're not that interested in getting to know what you're actually buying. So you can look at the verdict and there you go. There's a TLDR for you, which is done by people who really know what they're talking about. There's a downside to aficionados though. While they make just great reviews, they might be holding them up to too high of a standard. So especially you run into this more when you're looking at budget options. If you're looking at budget options, aficionados, sometimes they will, but often they won't bring their standards down with the price point. They'll be like, well, these $50 headphones are not as good as my XM4s, so these are crap. If the XM4s are not an option for you, then it doesn't matter. If all you gotta have to spend is $50, then you're limited by your budget and you wanna know what is good in that price range. And sometimes I've run into a situation where the aficionados forget that and they're comparing them to much higher. Their end comment is like, well, this is utter crap, but in this price range you can't expect anything else. Like, what the fuck, dude? That doesn't help me at all. You're just saying that these headphones that I started to like are complete crap. So you want to keep that in mind. So when you're looking at reviews, there are three kinds of reviews. You have amateur reviews. You always want to take them with a grain of salt, because especially on YouTube, they might be creators that are hoping for a sponsorship, especially if they're growing YouTubers, that they'll refrain from giving proper criticism. It's completely possible. I'm not saying that it's generally done that way, just saying it's possible, so you want to take it with a grain of salt when somebody's saying something just glorious about something. Or the other side of the coin is they might not have that much of a comparison surface to draw upon. So if you say that these headphones are great because they're so much better than these ones, and they only have experience out of 2 headphones, those better ones might still be crap. They're not utter crap like the other ones, but they're crap still. That's always a possibility as well. Now the second kind of review is professional reviews. Keep an eye out for this video is sponsored by who. If it's the brand that has made the product that is in review, well, you know that it's most likely not going to be entirely honest. And I think it's legally obligated that they need to say it. So you want to listen to the good sides, but then you want to verify that from unsponsored reviews. Generally, sponsored reviews just might not be that great. They're good at looking at the product and finding out about them, but actual reviews, it's kind of there. And of course, with professional reviews, we get into the aficionado stuff as well. Now, the third kind of review is comparison reviews. So when you get like the WH1000 XM4 versus XM3s, then you have like proper comparison reviews. The good side about these is usually you have a better TLDR, especially if it's a YouTube video. You get a TLDR review of both of them, of both of the products, and somebody's just throwing the differences in your face, so it won't be hard to see what the difference is. So comparison reviews are great for that reason. Now, after you've looked at a few reviews, never just look at one, always look at several. You want to look for the common denominator. You want to find the consensus between all the reviewers. So once you've looked at several reviews, you usually made up your mind about one product. Want to do a little bit more searching, but if you've come to a conclusion that this is definitely what I want to use, then okay, go ahead and buy them. If you're still on the fence with 2 or 3 products, get your lens out and look at from your perspective, which one of them is the best in your use case, and which one of them is has the best availability in your country. If you're from a smaller country in the world, you might not have that great of an access to many of the products that the reviewers or the lists have. At least in Finland, that's a lot of my experience. So you want to look at which is the easiest one to get in your country. That's where Google comes in, because when you use Google, it'll tell you. So let me show you. If I go WH1000 XM4 which is price in Finnish, and we get several stores selling it. Sony is easily available in Finland, so that's why I can get that quite well. If I look for the Bowers and Wilkins, what was it? Bowers and Wilkins PX7. Now I only have 2 stores available anymore, and you can see $399 versus $299 for the XM4s. Whereas in Amazon, they were the same. So this is very important to see which one of your options is great and well available in your country. Okay, if they're still there, then you want to look at smaller stuff. Like if the headphones charge with a micro USB and your phone has a USB-C charger, then you might want to go for the headphones that have the USB-C charger if you're really at that point where you can't decide between 2. Or of course, another important thing that comes into the availability is that if you have a chance to go and try them on, being headphones that fit being very important, then you want to look into that as well. That is how you can make significantly better tech purchases and save yourself a lot of money and trouble. And as a bonus tip, never, ever go for the cheapest option. I cannot tell you how many times I've tried to convince someone of this just to have them come back and be sad that they went for the cheaper option because it was crap. Because it broke down after 6 months. Sure, you can get it repaired. That's just more trouble for you. And it's when you get it repaired or replaced, it's not going to be any better. Save yourself the headache and just put a bit more than you were thinking of putting. Don't go for the cheapest option. The second cheapest is most likely better. And do your due diligence when you're comparing the stuff. Okay, there's an exception. If you're making the purchase for your trip home, you need headphones just to use on the plane on your way home. You have better ones at home. Okay, go for the cheap options if you want to. If you're not planning on using them for longer than 2 weeks while you're waiting to get better ones, then go ahead, go for the cheapest option. But it's just, I've never seen a single situation where it ended well. I myself have done that mistake a couple of times regarding lighting and stuff. But that is a different story for another time. At this point, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you found this helpful. If you did, drop a like, subscribe. It will help me a lot. And with this, I will see you guys next time. Stay happy, stay healthy. I'm Lo-Fi, and I'll see you later.